Hi guys, welcome back to Sanvi Healing. I hope you guys are doing well. In today's pick a card reading, we want to get a message from a deceased person. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna ask who is this person for you, and then we'll get their message. So I have 4 piles today. Pile 1 is with the pink flower. Pile 1. Pile 2 is the white flower with the fuchsia edges. Pile 2. Pile 3 is the white flower with little pink edges. Pile 3. And the last pile, pile 4, is the white flower. Pile 4. Alright, so let's get started. With pile 1. Alright, so the pink flower. Let's see who is this person for you, pile 1. Okay, you have mature woman, and you have the Fool. Okay, so pile 1. This person could have been a great grandmother, someone from your mother's side. This person could have died in her 60s. I also feel this person could have lived in the 60s, the 19th century, or the 18th century. This person had to go through a lot of challenges in her life. She could have been wealthy, or she could have acquired wealth during her lifetime. She could have been someone who got married with someone who's very wealthy, or she had some kind of comfortable lifestyle when it comes to her wealth. Even if she wasn't super rich, she was comfortable. I feel this person was very intuitive during her lifetime. She could have had psychic skills. I also feel this was probably hidden at the time because it wasn't accepted by society. She also was someone who felt that all eyes were on her, so she had to follow her family's traditions. She had to follow what society was prescribing for her. She might have felt very restricted during her lifetime. She could have been someone who is very psychic, or even I'm getting she could have had premonition dreams, or could actually see a few things in the future. But she had to hide these things. I also feel she could have been feeling that she was probably under the spotlight for how she was behaving, how she had to probably act in a certain way to fit society's standards. She felt that she had a lot of boundaries, a lot of challenges, and a lot of restrictions around her that couldn't let her express herself fully, or couldn't leave her be herself or be the Fool. I also feel she could have probably been someone who is quite fun to be around. She could have been quite someone exciting. She could have had a lot of joy to share. She might have had a little bit of a silly attitude with people she knows, I'm hearing specifically with her children. She could have been very fun to play with. She could play with her children, or she could have played a lot with dogs or cats that were in her home. But she felt a lot of the time when she was around people her age, so adults and people surrounding her, family members, society, friends, she had to behave in a certain way. It was very restrictive, and she had to hide a lot of her psychic skills from others. She could have been called a witch. She could have had psychic skills very early on when she was a kid. I'm also hearing bruja, so this could have happened in Spain or in Latin countries. She could have lived there. She has also could have had a lover who was not up to her family standard. She could have had to let go of someone she loved to fit society. She could have had to marry someone out of necessity rather than love. I also feel here she could have come from a family that had different social class, possibly, rather compared to her husband. So she could have married someone up in terms of wealth. She could have had a lot of beauty, something about her hair and her eyes. She was considered very, very beautiful, very attractive. And she was also watched since she was a young girl. She had a lot of eyes on her, specifically men. Many people wanted to be with her. All right, let's see what is her message for you, Pile 1. Direction Guardian, choose your path. And then you have the Miser, Four of Pentacles. All right, Pile 1. She wants to tell you, don't get stuck in financial concerns and financial issues. Don't let finances and career guide your life. Don't let greedy people take advantage of you, Pile 1. And don't be greedy with your energy with others. She wants to tell you that she left her path, her life mission, to gain wealth in her lifetime. That is something she regrets, and she doesn't want to see you do the same thing. She also wants you to stay away from people who are greedy with their love and also with their resources, who could be around you at this time, Pile 1. She also sees that a lot of prideful people are around you at this time as well. Stubborn people, people who may only care about appearances. I'm hearing wealth is not everything. money is not everything. She doesn't want you to be restricted with those society standards. For some of you, she feels that there's an older woman who is influencing your life in a negative way. Someone who might be interfering in your love life, or even in your life in general. This person could give you advice that is very restrictive, that is not for your highest good, even though this person could have the best intentions. She wants you to choose your own path, Erwin. She's encouraging you to have the courage to move forward and listen to your own direction, to your own guidance. Some of you are seeing signs in nature, specifically birds. She feels that you have the courage to do things that she wasn't able to do in her lifetime. She doesn't want to see you waste your time or waste this lifetime on something that wasn't meant for you or on something that is not fulfilling. She wants you to focus. She also wants you to listen to the messages she's been trying to show you. She's been trying to guide you. Some of you might have found stones in your path when you were walking and you have decided to pick them up. This was a sign from this person. This person might also feel that you are currently looking for a sense of direction. You are at some kind of crossroads, pile one. Go with the flow. Be the fool. That's what I'm hearing. Be the fool. Do not get stuck in your old ways. There is something here that's about to happen that's going to turn the wheel. There's going to be some lucky event coming your way, pile one. It's up to you to take advantage of it. It's a potential here to grow in your life purpose, to move towards your path. There could have been resistance from you. You could have tried to accumulate wealth or try to follow your parents' footstep as to how to make money in this world. And this has blocked your intuition or your psychic skills, or you had to put them aside in order to have foundation, enough money to survive. This person has been watching you going through those challenges, especially when it comes to finances and career. She still wants you to continue moving towards your path, choosing the direction that your heart is calling you to choose. Some of you could have Leo and Taurus in your chart, Scorpio. You're also being protected here. This person wants to tell you that you are protected. Let's read her message for you. Dear Pile 1, believe in yourself. We are about to cross roads, and while you may not see me, I see you. I feel that sometimes you don't know if you're doing the right thing. Trust that you are. I'm guiding you and watching over you every day. You may recognize or feel my presence in a movie or a telecommercial. I'm sending you lots of love. Alright, Pile 1, I hope you enjoyed your message. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you at your next reading. Hi, Pile 2. You chose this flower. Let's see, who is this person who wants to communicate with you from the other world? Pile 2. Occupation, number 34. Ace of Swords. Pile 2, who is this person that is communicating with you? Pile 2, I feel this person is a female. She could have died around the age of 34. And she wants to speak to you very much. I feel she could have been someone who has a lot to say during her lifetime. She was someone that had very interesting ideas, a lot of inspired thoughts, very logical, rational. She was very witty as well, and hardworking. She could have worked in textiles. She could have worked in factories. I'm also feeling she could have worked and lived in the early 1900s. She was known in her entourage to be someone who has a lot of wisdom, someone who people can speak to about anything. She doesn't judge. She was a very strong mother as well. She had to provide for her children. She could have been a widow. She has read something that was really important in her life. That book has changed her life. She was one of the few literate women around her at that time. She was lucky. Her dad has helped her learn to read and write. She never actually used it in her lifetime except for self-knowledge, self-development, and growth. She had to work very hard during her lifetime. A lot of labor here. Factory work, farm work maybe. Textiles. I'm also getting carpets. She was maybe doing carpets, making carpets. Coats, fur coats. She was very much involved in helping others around her at work. And people enjoyed speaking to her. She had a lot of knowledge. She was one of the few people who had read books and learned a few things about the world that she could share with others. She was a very smart woman. She could have written things that she was hiding from the public. She could have even written books and never shared them with the world, or never shared her name with the world. She had a beautiful presence. People knew that she always had words of wisdom for them. She had many people who came for her advice, almost like a therapist, counselor. She helped clear people from their confused thoughts. She also had a way to be almost very cutting, too frank with her words. People knew they were getting the truth, even though sometimes it was hurtful and it was difficult to hear, or they weren't ready for it. But it was the truth. She was known in her city or her village for that kind of advice. She could have had to work with a baby in her back, a 1-year-old that she had to take with her in her job. She had nobody to help her with that. She had a very tough life, but she laughed a lot. She was someone who enjoyed reading and speaking to people. At night, she was thinking what her life would have been if she had the possibility to travel, to go elsewhere, or to even use her ability to read and write. She had a lot of big dreams that she never was able to actually put in practice. So what is her message for you, Pile 2? Air Guardian, shift your perception. Okay. Queen of Swords energy. You guys could be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. A lot of air energy here. Her message for you, Pile 2. You know what's right for you. You don't get to have doubts, Pile 2. You're someone who knows. You could have had people put in self-doubts, or you may have discussed a project or an idea with someone. This person was not ready to hear it, couldn't help you. And this has put a lot of doubt and a lot of even fear in terms of taking that step for you. Do not back down. You know what's right for you. You know what's true. You also had to struggle with a lot of overthinking, but you know that it's time for you to shift this perception. A lot of things have been revealed to you, Pile 2. You can't deny them anymore. They are truths. And it's up to you to follow those truths. It's okay not to follow them. It's your choice. But they're still truths. And it's better to know rather not to know. It's better to know and be clear, even though you decide otherwise, even though you decide not to take advantage of those truths. But she wants to tell you that no matter what you decide, you have wisdom. Have wisdom to bring to this world. Do not hide it. There are many ways to bring your wisdom. And if something doesn't feel right, it's not right. And you know what's right, pile 2. You know. You already know. Sometimes there are things happening around you, events, people, conversations, something you overhear, something you listen to on TV, or something that influences you and brings a lot of creepy ideas or ideas of fearful nature, negative things. They're not meant for you. You have to clear those thoughts away. You have the wisdom here. A lot of you are pulling that wisdom from books, and others are receiving a lot of messages in your crown chakra. You're very sharp with your words, pile 2, and she is asking you to use them wisely. She is asking you to use them, communicate with others what they need to hear. And do not be shy. Sometimes it is important to be blunt. And she feels that you have taken that from her. She feels you have a very strong character. She really loves that about you. She feels you guys could have been friends if she was alive. Pile 2, you have the magic of air, the magic of words, communication. Many of you have Mercury in your chart. Use it wisely. You guys also are very skilled writers. Some of you write a lot. Poetry, quotes, even books for some. Many people read what you write, pile 2, or many people will read what you write. The Fool, pile 2. The Fool. Be light with your energies. Take a step in a risky place. It is scary, but trust that someone is going to catch you. Take that risk, pile 2. You're about to take it anyways. She's here to tell you that you're doing the right thing. You have finished a big cycle here. Now you're starting fresh. You're starting over. Realize all the things you've already accomplished. Be proud of them. Celebrate yourself and be ready for the next step of the journey. She wants you to get white flowers if you can. Get white flowers and keep them in your bedroom. They will remind you of your innocence, your fresh, pure heart, your light, and the fact that you don't need so much luggage and so much baggage in your head, on your shoulders, even in your heart. Everything can be fun, light, playful, and joyful again. It's up to you to release what's still heavy, because now there is a fresh start for you, Pile 2. She's urging you to take it. Also, Pile 2, stepping in the unknown in this air element is okay for you because you master that. You master that in your old cycle. You're good. You're good to go. You're a great communicator. You know how to use your words. You can save yourself if things get difficult. Take the risk, Pile 2. Alright, let's see. I have a channel message for you, Pile 2. Dear Pile 2, you are beautiful. You remind me of myself when I was your age. Yes, a different time, but still the same human experience. You inspire many people around you even without knowing it. Listen, we are proud of you. You are always in my thoughts, and your light shines bright for the world to see. Alright, my beautiful Pile 2, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you at your next reading. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this beautiful flower with pink edges, let's see. Who is this deceased person who wants to give you a message? Knight of Swords and Expectations. Number 28. So who is this person? Pile number 3. This person, pile number 3, could have worked in the military. This person could have been a soldier. This person was most likely a male, masculine energy here, who had to go to war, had to fight for their countries, for a cause. Some of them actually weren't in the military, but they had to fight for a cause. They were very strong fighters, and they cared a lot, maybe too much sometimes. This person could have died in their late 20s. He could have lived in the 1500s, 1400s. He had a lot of fire in his chart. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. He was seen as someone who had a lot of passion. He enjoyed life. But sometimes he was maybe too quick to say something, or too quick to be the first to respond to something. He was very intuitive. He could see a lot of the things that were going to happen. He also understood people on a very deep level. And this is something that was surprising about this person, because his outer appearance is very quick, very fast movements. He was very active, and he really enjoyed the good life. Laughter, a lot of light energy was coming out of him. Light-hearted person. But the wisdom was surprising. The fact that this person had a lot of intuition and understood people's psychology was also surprising. I also feel his parents might have overlooked him. I feel this person could have been the middle child. And he had a lot of admirers at the time. He might have created a lot of expectations from his suitors. He had a lot of women waiting for him to decide who he wanted. He could have been a bit of a Don Juan, a player when it comes to love. He had someone he really loved. She wanted to get married. They may have never actually married after all, but that was something she always dreamed about, to get married with him. He was a bit of an eternal Peter Pan, very boyish attitude. That's actually very charming to many people around him. Women adored him. He could have anybody he wanted when it comes to love. He was romancing multiple people at the same time. He was very attractive. His attitude really attracted many people. He wasn't physically so good looking, but it was his attitude. It was his way of being with others. I'm also hearing his wit. The way he spoke was very attractive. For many people, he just had this way of pointing out what was wrong, or the elephant in the room, which put people uncomfortable but was very attractive to other people. I also feel he had a seductive voice. He was good at attracting women. But he created a lot of expectation. And this could have been hurtful for at least this person who was waiting for him to get married. Let's see what is his message for you, pile 3. Shield Maiden, make plans and focus. Wow, pile 3. He's asking you to be brave, to be strong. Pile 3, you have let sometimes people take advantage of you. You have been a victim in some circumstances in your life. He's asking you to be bold and keep high boundaries. He's asking you to be someone who stands up for yourself more, who doesn't let people step over you. He wants you to be more assertive. and not give too much of your time to people who don't deserve it. He's asking you to have boundaries. You have a lot of depth, pile 3. Many people are attracted to your energies. You could have healing energy, pile 3. Very soft. He's asking you to be more brutal. And not give your time away, not give your energy away to people who don't deserve it. You also notice that for some of you, you have very high boundaries. And he's asking you to put your shield down. So he wants you to look at the kind of boundaries you put with others, especially when it comes to your energy, your time. Some of you are doing too much, others are not enough. And he wants you to look at that. And focus on the plans you've made. Pile 3, I feel he's asking you to step into your power. Some of you might have started something important, a project, or a path that you were almost unsure. He wants you to step fully into that path, fully into that project. Give it your 100%. He wants you to fight for it. Others, you have decided to change your lifestyle. Some of you also, it was physical changes. Maybe that were not approved by others, or you doubted them. You might have stopped or taken a step back. He wants you to move towards that, to focus, to start planning, make things practical, and get it done. He also wants you not to put too much expectation on yourself and on others. He was guilty also to create expectations with other people in his life, and he wants you to be careful with that if it's something you do. He wants you also to look at the kind of expectations you've had from your life, asking you if they were realistic, and asking you to focus on planning, taking the practical steps rather than expecting. Also, he's asking you to take time for yourself, rest, self-nurture, love yourself, put yourself first. Don't wait for others. Don't wait for this person's approval as well. Some of you might have waited for someone's approval, or even someone's contacting you. It's time to step into your own power. Do not wait anymore. The Devil, conditioning, number 15. Pile 3. Step into the unknown. Do not let society confine you. Do not let your limitations confine you, restrict you, bound you. Your conditioning puts you in a box. You are more than that, and you know it. Some of you, it is a relationship, others it's a job. But you know there is a situation here that's been keeping you stuck. Others have felt angry. You felt angry. This person is telling you. Anger is something that can be transmuted, something that can be used. Use it for your plans. Use it to work on that project. Use it to work on the next steps that you want to manifest in your life. Take that energy of frustration, anger, irritation, and channel it to something productive. He's here to help you. He knows what anger is. He's gone through it multiple times. This person, he fought for his cause, a really important cause. He wants you to step out of your boundaries and fight for your cause, your own cause. Focus on it. Fight for it. Do not let other people's expectation or society expectation block you, restrict you, constrain you in your conditioning. He wants you to know you are not your conditioning. It is part of something we have to grow in. We all have our conditioning, but we have to learn to come out of it, see it for what it is. It is a shield that is protecting us at first, but then we realize it keeps us stuck. He's asking you to look at it and see it for what it is. It's not a real boundary. It's not a true boundary. The boundary that is real is the one you make for yourself. Do not be a sheep, pile 3. Step out of that comfort zone. Step out of what you've been conditioned to be. All right, let's read your message. Dear pile 3, you are sweet and tender, just like the little raindrops that you sometimes watch from your window. I love being with you in your quiet times, silent times that are full of inspired thoughts and dreams. You will be coming towards me when you're between your sleep, when you're getting to sleep, just before falling asleep. When you start dreaming, you will feel my presence. All right, my beautiful pile 3, I hope you enjoyed your message. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you at your next reading. Bye. Pile 4, welcome to your reading. You chose this beautiful white flower. Let's see, who is this deceased person who has a message for you? All right, the Hierophant. Wow. You also have Judication number 30. This is, wow, very, very much into law. This person could have been a lawyer. They could have been a judge. They could have also been someone with a lot of authority anyhow. Someone that ruled over others. Someone that gave legal advice. religious advice. Someone with a high position in society, very much respected. It's a masculine energy. He had a lot of experience with people. He has seen a lot of cases, and he was well respected for his advice. People would come for marriage counseling. They would come for any kind of legal advice. They might also have come to him when it comes to religious counseling. He had a lot of authority. People looked up to him. He also had many people that were surrounding him. He rarely was alone. He could have been in his 50s. He was possibly a judge or a religious figure, a hierophant. People felt that he had a higher knowledge. They felt that he could guide them, mentor them, show them the truth. They felt that he was connected to God for some, connected to things that they haven't either discovered for themselves or that they didn't have access to. Cult books, esoteric books, knowledge about all kind of practices, religious rituals, the law. This person was very wise and knowledgeable. This person knew their worth. They knew that society listened to them. This person had a big funeral. Many people were there when they died. Their name was well known in their city or in their village. They had people coming from multiple places of their countries to seek their counsel. Their name was well known in the country or in the surroundings of his village. This person also was the head of a big family, very well respected in the family because of his position and his wisdom. He could have been the first child, a father, he made sure that tradition was followed in the family. Many times people would come in his home to celebrate religious practices, religious rituals, traditional ceremonies were made in his house. He could have had a lot of children. He is part of a big family. What is his message for you, Pile 4? Animal guardian, trust your instincts. Pile 4. Okay, pile 4. He's asking you to connect with your spirit animals and Mother Earth. He wants you to follow your guts. He wants you to listen to your instincts. He has never done that in his life. This person followed tradition, things that were passed on from their ancestors, things that were written in books many centuries ago. This person wants you to do the opposite, to actually listen to your instincts. Some of you are shapeshifters. Some of you can travel, astral travel at night. Might not realize it yet. Some of you can take on the shape of a bird at night and see life through their perspective. He wants you to connect with that. Connect with your heart as well, your tenderness. He also knows that you have a lot of knowledge to share, just like him, a lot of wisdom. But he wants you to follow your instincts to do that. Your guts. He wants you to look for what the night is telling you, your dreams, your subconscious mind, the things that are hidden from you that you are discovering. He wants you to be kind to yourself by 4. He wants you to be kind and gentle with yourself. He also would love for you if you connect with children or little animals that need your help. He can feel that you have a big heart. He wants you to use it. He also wants you to know that he's watching over you. His wisdom, he brings it to you. You hear it sometimes. Some of you are clairaudient and you know it. Others are not realizing, but he's giving you advice. Very important advice. He also sees that you are the owl. You've gained that wisdom from him. The owl brings you that knowledge. It's silent, but it's there. Your instincts are pushing you towards that kind of knowledge. Once you follow it, you're gaining more and more wisdom. He's giving you the messages that you need to hear pile 4. Yes, you hear them in your dreams. Sometimes when you're half awake, half asleep. Some of you do like to automatic write, and messages come that way. Other of you, I feel you can be doing tarot or any other ways to get messages. This person is there to help you during those times. He's also wanting you to watch out for people who want to keep you in a specific tradition. Or specific rituals, or keep you stuck in a box with too much structure. He wants you to follow your instincts instead. He also knows that some of you are actually in a time needing to decide about a legal case, a legal situation involving children sometimes for some. He wants you to follow your instincts, to make that decision. He speaks to you in your dreams. You hear his words. A lot of you are clairaudience in this file for sure. You have heard his messages before. He's very, very kind with you. He is very protective of you. He sees you as his child, or as this little animal to protect, to care for. He wants you to do the same. He wants you to nurture yourself and protect yourself, love yourself, care for yourself. Past lives. Number 18. Pile 4. Do not be weighed down by your past lives. A lot of you are going through a lot of karmic cycles that were brought from your past lives. He wants you to know that you have the wisdom. You were the Hierophant as well in a past life. You have the wisdom that is needed. Now it's time to follow your instincts. And also, do not feel guilty, shameful, or blame yourself for going through cycles over and over again, from sometimes feeling stuck in the same cycle with someone or in a situation, almost needing counseling or needing someone to tell you what you need to do. Do not feel ashamed for that. It's part of your past life. It's part of your karma. And it's being released. Be patient with yourself. Nurture yourself. Care for yourself. Love yourself. There are many, many people who have gone through the same cycles as you've gone through. They were able to move forward. You can do it. He sees a new start for you. A lot of you are closed a big karmic cycle or are closing it right now. He feels the new start, the new moon. Initiation. You are being initiated on many, many psychic things here. A lot of you are discovering your gifts. Trust them. Follow your instincts. Do not fear the darkness and do not fear the shadow. It's here to show you something, Pile 4. Care for yourself, love yourself unconditionally, and let it come. It's going to be a lot of messages from that shadow. Alright, I have a channel message for you, Pile 4. Dear Pile 4, you can do it. Yes, this is tough, but you are strong, and you have done this many lifetimes ago. Remember, you're like this beautiful flower. Oops, sorry. Tough, sweet, and tender, but full of strength and power. Remember, some things need to be let go. Something needs to die to make a fresh start, fresh space in your life. Don't be afraid to let them go. Alright, Pile 4, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you later. Bye.